I think we're trying to delete a digital trail. I don't like it. I also don't like that shortly after we had this announcement from a Variety article, shortly after her little sit down with Blake Lively. We showed you this clip. I'm going to show it to you again, where she doesn't seem surprised when Blake Lively says, "Oh, if Colleen gets her movie back, I would love to be in the sequel." This was on CNN, just reminding you, okay? So this is her and Blake Lively having this conversation during the week that, I think it was August 7th. Yeah, August 7th, when their movie It Ends With Us came out, reminding you what they said for a reason. Take a
This is the third react to Candace Owens breaking down Taylor Swift involvement with the Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds controversy. If you don't know what's going on, you can go straight to Candace Owens' channel. This is episode 141. She's done a ton of episodes breaking it down. I have 2 other ones as well. Let's get back to the clip. Candace Owens on the Candace Owens podcast. It is blowing up because she has a feel. The politics on the right is disgusting. They're worshiping the hats. You can't talk about politics without breaking it down straight to the dreidel country, straight to Ben Shapiro every single time if you're actually looking to the source. And it's getting tiresome. And it's even tiring that more people aren't covering it. So I think Candace Owens is in that boat as well. So she's shifting to entertainment, other stuff as well. Let's get a look here. It's interesting.
listen.
And is there any chance that we could have a sequence?
What? Sorry, what?
You can have a what? A sequence, like it starts with this.
Oh. I mean, if Colleen has her rights, I'll go anywhere. I'll follow this woman anywhere.
She's the one that wrote the It Ends With Us, and then obviously that's Blake Lively there. That's both of those outfits are dope. Those are dope dresses.
Y'all heard her. I did hear her. And I heard you, Colleen. You didn't seem surprised by that. And Justin Baldoni already owned the rights. You sold them to him. Wayfarer Studio already owned the rights. So what did you two know that the general public didn't know? And then following.
So what she's saying is, what my interpretation is, Candace Owens is saying Blake Lively accused the director, Justin Baldoni, of being inappropriate in an HR manner to her. And that trying to say, hey, Sony, if you let me take it away from him, then I won't do, basically is my understanding, I won't really press this issue. Maybe they knew they were going to try. I don't know. This is crazy. I'm not even allegedly.
That little sit down and then start looking into Colleen Hoover. And she, at some time around this period, at least according to this Variety article, launched her own production company with the aim of getting, control over her future books. Okay. Look at this. This is Variety article that was published on October 7th. And it's saying Colleen Hoover novel. This is another one. Reminders of Him sets movie adaptation at Universal for Valentine's Day 2026. Okay. Buried in that article, it says she and Hoover, and they were referring to her partner Levine, will produce through their newly launched production company, Heartbones Entertainment. So I think something's going on here. I think that we're going to have to bring in some Heartbones Entertainment execs. I even went so far as to look up their LLC and see if there had been any movement. So she filed for Heartbones Entertainment LLC in Beverly Hills in California in January of 2023. I'll add it to our timeline. But there was a change. Go back to that. And this screenshot doesn't show you. She changed her agent for this LLC in October. Right. So right around the time that this came and this announcement came of Heartbones Entertainment, she moved to make her agent a very high flying law firm, a lawyer there that works for a law firm that's recently changed its name. They repped everyone from Johnny Depp to Brad Pitt, A-list, Jake Gyllenhaal. And I'm going, what's that move about? I've got questions. I got to dig a little into Colleen Hoover, this production company being launched. A little, you heard her. Yep, we did hear her, Colleen. We did. It's echoing in my mind, Colleen, and I find you to be suspicious, and I find Taylor Swift to be suspicious. And from what I know about Taylor Swift and how she got her master's and how the public still doesn't really understand how that happened from a business perspective. And yet it's all about the press. It's all about the press. If you can win the press war, then you can do whatever you want in the background. And I'm getting vibes that this entire move was about sinking Justin Baldoni, potentially, because...
You see what I'm saying? Exactly that. Candace Owens on the Candace Owens show. She used the avatar there from the Candace Owens show. Guess where she got that from? It's her picture, but Nick used it. Young Nick used it. We don't name him. He's like Voldemort. Not on this channel. We try not to. Young Nick used that when he was using his alias before he got let back on X. Let's get back to the clip.
They just wanted to get this movie and the sequel out of his hands. And a better story would have been, we're giving it to Colleen Hoover. She's the book owner. She has to own her masters, right? Rather than, who invested in that, by the way? Harpo Entertainment. I'm just wondering, does she own it 100%? Did Ryan and Blake make an investment in it? I want to see their Instagram communications. You can't just throw bleach on it and smash a file and think that we're not going to find it. There's digital footprints, Colleen, and I'm going to need yours. I need yours immediately. Okay. So anyways, everyone right now is scattering into the wind, including, look at this headline, Blake Lively's own brother-in-law. Okay, so Blake Lively has a sister that is more talented than her. Her name is Robin Lively. Absolutely loved her in Teen Witch. Really a fantastic movie, Robin. Anyways, Robin is married to a guy, and he initially came out and was throwing shade at Justin Baldoni. And look at this headline, Blake Lively's brother-in-law apologizes. This is today, guys, for anything unkind he said amid Justin Baldoni drama, because now we're chasing down the real bullies, right? And so, by the way, and I think there's another headline of him saying that, People Magazine is covering it. I want to say I respect that. I respect if you got it wrong, like legitimately, and you maybe really thought she was sexually assaulted, and now you've read through the complaint and you're saying, you know what, I shouldn't have done that. That is like respectable right there. It's the people like Brandon Sklenner who are silent right now, who hyped this, read the complaint, we read it, and then we read Justin's, and it is despicable that you threw a guy under the bus. And I think Brandon Sklenner, he's got to be subpoenaed. Okay. He absolutely must be subpoenaed into my courtroom. That's how I feel. I want Brandon Sklenner, Colleen Hoover, and Taylor Swift subpoenaed into this courtroom. And an article in the Daily Mail is not going to stop that Taylor Swift's team. So we will pause there. Guys, I have.
What in the world? Candace Owens is like owning this thing, man. She is the number one person covering this. There's lawyers covering it, all kinds of people who do entertainment shows. They can't touch her when she does her investigative work here. And that's the takeaway here to me, is like, why is it interesting to people on the right particularly? I don't see many on the left talking about it, but people who are politically more on the right, you would say, just for lack of a better term, I think the reason why it's more interesting is because it's very similar to politics. You dig deep, you peel back the layers of the onion, and it's not what it's purported to be in the news. The whole fake news narrative, and then the Me Too narrative. It's the same type of fake thing, potentially, allegedly. And it's interesting as well, and taking a break from the politics. Donald Trump, tonight, Donald Trump did his State of the Union address, and there was all kinds of heckling and all kinds of stuff. And one thing that I found very interesting about it was he didn't bring up the dreidel country at all. It got brought up once in, I think, talking about the Iron Dome, and it might have been in the U.S. I forget the clip there that I saw. But he didn't bring them up directly like our best ally, none of that stuff. And the reason I bring that up is because I think Candace Owens and others, it's dividing the right. And you're seeing people go after Trump because of the way he's acting towards those countries in 7,000 miles away. And you're seeing people like Candace Owens, I don't want anything to do with you. I don't even consider Candace Owens like a Trump MAGA type of person anymore. She's more like just her own thing, like real MAGA or something else, where you cover culture. It's the true MAGA, I would say, but not really associated with Trump, not like she used to be. I don't think she would get any type of Trump interview at this point. They made her anti-Sem of the year. I think it was the ADL or one of these groups. So the right is noticing that this divide is happening, and people like myself are going more over to the left. I'm watching Francesca Fiorentini more than Tim Pool. I just sided with Hassan Piker, crashed out on Rick Scott. He crossed the line. He did not violate free speech. He got banned for a few hours, less than 24 hours, I think, on Twitch. He shouldn't have been banned at all, but people were like, oh, he only got banned for a little bit. Everybody should be on. Aiden Ross should be on banned. Everybody. Destiny should be on banned. But my point is, I was more of a Trump person. Now I'm watching the left. I'm like, dang, I haven't watched Pac-Man in a while. I used to despise watching Pac-Man. At least recently, back in the day, he was better. My point is, this represents the kind of dissident right who doesn't get much views or likes or comments in conservative ink, the same ones that got that Jeffrey Binder. They're getting away from MAGA. They're getting away from Trump. They're not really aligned in the same way. And you're going to see more of that from this. Thanks for joining me on this. Let me know if you want to cover it, if there's any more breaking news on the Blake Lively type of stuff here.
The next clip is ready below. Welcome to After Show Carnage.